Hello everybody, I'm back with you guys here, coming to you live from Miami, Florida, 2:38 p.m. on Sunday, September 10th, feeling some of the effects of Hurricane Irma, and amazingly enough, we still have electrical power. Although I did see that I made a stream a couple of minutes ago and I stopped it real quick because I saw some electric wires sparkling, some sparks in the distance, and by the time I got the camcorder they had stopped. But here we are, and just riding out the storm here in Miami, Florida. Can you see me? Yes. Look at that. Look at those gusts of wind. This is probably the worst part of the storm. As you can see, my poinciana tree has lost a couple more branches here. What happened a few minutes ago? Well, a few minutes ago, I saw one of those, the power transformers. One of them just went out, and I tried to get the camcorder in time to shoot it, but I couldn't catch it in time. Look at that. I'm trying to, give me 1 second here. That's not the latest advisory. I'm trying to get here we go. That's what I wanted to show you guys. As you see, some of these orange and yellow bands are hitting the Miami area, as you can see on the right of the map there. As the hurricane slowly moves north towards Marco Island and Naples. And yeah, we're definitely feeling it here a little bit here in the Miami area. Look at those palm trees in my across the street neighbor. And amazingly, we still have electrical power. I thought by now we were going to be, without power, but we still have power, and we still have Comcast internet through that power, which is why the image looks so good. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you. Yeah, I'm back. So that's why I stopped the previous stream. The hurricane made landfall in Cudjoe Key, which is right next door to Sugarloaf, which is one of my favorite campgrounds in the Florida Keys, the Sugarloaf KOA, which is 20 minutes from Key West by car. So it did spare the worst. I think Key West got spared the worst of the storm, which is good, because I want to go there soon. I love the Florida Keys. But so far, this is what's happening here in Miami. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this stream going, or how long I'm going to be able to keep it going, because the power is going to go out any second. Let's just face it. It's bound to happen. And now, if something happens, I have my camcorder here, right next to me. Because a couple of minutes ago, we had some pretty interesting bolts of it looked like lightning almost coming from a little bit to the left of where the camera is now. So to recap, it's been serious weather here in Miami. As you can see, that I have a lot of down branches from my poinciana tree here. Uh-oh. Did I just lose the feed? Can you guys see me? Okay, I'm back. I think I'm back. Stream resumed. It's buffering a little bit. I have two Wi-Fi's here in the house, and I was connected to the wrong one, to the one that is furthest away from me now. So the stream should look good now, and we haven't lost power yet. It's quite amazing that we've been able to have power throughout the storm. It's been flickering, you know how it is. It flickers from time to time, but it is we're actually something happened in Miami. You see, the Miami radar just. Oh, look at that! That's really bad weather there. And I think the wind is shifting to the south, so now we're getting hit. This window where I'm broadcasting from is getting hit with some heavy rain. I'm looking towards the south, right here, towards. And you see, and now it's periods of calm, and then a brief period of really gusty winds, and then it dies down again. And whoa! Yeah, sometimes it becomes pretty severe. What can I say? You see the Doppler radar. That there's a band of steady storms coming towards Miami. But I don't know. I'm afraid that if we get, where the area where they lost the satellite signal there, the radar signal there for a while. That seems to be coming right towards Miami, and we might get some really nasty weather here in a couple of hours. Let me see how is the chat going. What happens, Eric? You bored? Yay, I'm back. It looks like you're facing south. The wind is coming from the east. The wind has been coming from the east all day, but now it's starting to shift to the south as the storm travels north. I got scared a couple of hours ago. Well, about an hour ago, when right after it did landfall in Cudjoe Key in the lower Keys in the Florida Keys, because I saw it going straight north, and it did go straight. Whoa, you see, it's pretty nasty weather here. And then periods of calm before it gets really stormy once again. Traveling with my two down trees. Well, you know what? This is far from over. But yeah, no, the trees are standing. But I was gonna pay some guy to trim them. It looks like I'm gonna save myself some money, and the money that I'm gonna spend replacing my awning. Yeah, we're getting some nasty gusts here of wind, and if it gets really bad, I'm gonna just kill the audio and just keep the stream and see what's going on. But yeah, this is what it looks like in Miami right now on the 33 people watching 9 minutes into the stream on this Sunday, September 10th at 12:47 p.m. Here Eastern time, and miraculously I still have electrical power. Let me show you. We've got power. Although I have a feeling that the people across the street are without power because it's a different circuit, and they usually lose power way before we do for some reason. Yes, I actually I was watching our NBC affiliate here, NBC6, and Jose Diaz Balart, the newscaster. He's from Telemundo actually, but he was there, and he, it's that classic man on the street reportage, and he's walking into the storm surge, and the anchor at the studio says, "Oh, please be safe." But they know that is great television, so they're gonna do it. They're gonna have those guys there. I mean, it's relatively dangerous, of course, but. Yeah, there's some floor, and there's like a 3 or 4 foot storm surge in the financial district, and that was expected. thank you so much for your comments. And so far we are pretty good. Mini is there. I haven't gone outside for obvious reasons to check it out, but I can see it through one of my side windows and seems to be okay. So your light outside isn't on a timer or lights up at night? No, I just have a switch and I turn them on. I used to have a light sensor, but that thing never worked the way it was advertised. There's another gust. Right now, there's a boat guy, gas station, a guy balcony, guy streaming live. And Fred is, where's the high? When's the high tide? The high tide is supposed to be around 1:30, 1:45. So the financial district is gonna feel it there. By the way, there was the guy was. Oh, look at that. There was someone in a sailboat in the middle of Biscayne Bay. I don't know if they left on a mooring ball or they were anchored or what have you, but that's not wise. There was a sailboat like the ones, like the old La Vagabond. I saw it on the news when that guy was there on the financial district, right next to Biscayne Bay, right near where he used to work. Well, this is it from Miami. I don't know if I don't know how much longer I'm gonna have power. I'm actually amazed and surprised that I still have electrical power here at this time. I mean, it's the weather is going to get worse, most likely, as these bands hit the one that is by Homestead and now hits Miami and eventually Fort Lauderdale. The hurricane is not moving to the west as fast as it's pretty much on a northerly track. I thought it was going to hit Fort Myers, that area, but it looks like Naples, Marco Island. And who knows where it goes next. Maybe it's coming to Miami and they don't want to tell us. At this point, I'm always skeptical of the news sometimes. You might get some clear skies in about 4 to 5 hours. Probably. I mean, the storm hasn't really passed our latitude yet. The storm is still in that is it called the Everglades Bay? It's the Gulf of Mexico, obviously, but it's in that area between the Florida Keys and mainland Florida. So Minitini so far seems to be holding up pretty well. Hello, Uncle Robert. Glad you guys are safe. I'm pretty much safe. It's a solid house, and we're not getting hit by a full force hurricane by any stretch. It's just a pretty bad tropical storm. We may be getting some category 1 wind gusts. They said on the news that Miami International Airport got a 90-mile gust, so that's pretty much the extent of. They didn't, Eric. They didn't issue an evacuation order for the West Coast. I thought they would have, at least Marco Island and I would definitely evacuate Fort Myers Beach and Sunnyvale and all of Pine Island and Bukilia, Matlacha. I would have evacuated all those areas, but who knows? I'm not the meteorologist. I'm not Rick Scott, so the governor. So. And the worst part is probably still coming, actually, in the next 2 hours. But it's not going to be much worse than this, I don't think. But much worse than the worst moments that you've seen, like those gusts of wind that we've gotten. It'll be like that, but just constant. And and we're probably going to lose power by then. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad right now. We've had a couple of bad gusts, and to be honest, just look at my neighbor's palm trees across the street. It looks a lot worse across the street. I'm here kind of protected by my big poinciana tree that lost most of its branches now. Yes, Costas, I'm safe. My wife is here. My stepson is here. My mom is less than a mile away, and we're in constant communication. And yeah, this is we're gonna be okay, man. Yeah, the only zones that really do need to evacuate are the low-lying areas in by the water. No reports from our friends in the Keys. Official landfall in the Keys was Kajo Key. Glad to see you're doing good. Thanks for all the updates. Kajo Key, yeah, Kajo. And if you saw my some of my Key West videos where I stay when I stayed at the Sugarloaf KOA RV park, you see there's like a blimp in the air, a tethered blimp. That blimp is tethered to army station there on Kojuki. That's where that is. So I don't know if that blimp, if they lowered it, or if that blimp is in Cuba by now. Who knows? There you go. There's another gust. I just want this thing to go away. Whoa. Okay. There's a pretty heavy one. That's pretty much as bad as it has gotten in the past few hours. Well, food supply. I have enough food for the next couple of days. Everything has been closed since yesterday. Yesterday, I mean, it was calm. It was fine. I was driving around, and it was eerily deserted. It was like one of those post-apocalyptic movies that when there is no one in the streets. And today there is no. I mean, in theory, it's not so bad that you couldn't drive, but nobody's out. Everybody's indoors. Nothing is open here today. A lot of probably half of Miami-Dade County is without power by now. I mean, we are. It's. I thought by now we would be without power. I find it to be almost miraculous that we still have power here in Miami, and it's good. How many of you would buy a T-shirt like this if I sold it? Let me see the chat here. Gracias, David Soto. I'm in Greece and I'm nervous for this whole thing. Robert, we'll be staying here with you live until this thing passes. Well, I'm going to turn off the live stream in a few, take care of things and just chill out here with the family. We just had lunch. Luckily, we still have power, so I made some delicious, in the oven actually, made some delicious skirt steak. Came out awesome, and some potatoes and carrots. Stuff that can go bad, like steaks. That was first priority for me to cook that. And we have, if Minitini survives, and I think it will, we have a propane stove in Minitini. We could even plug it in and have plug it into the generator and have air conditioning. So, yeah, it's bad, but it's more of an annoyance than a life-threatening situation at this point. We're getting some leaks in the house. Some of my front door is leaking, so there's some water there accumulating in front of the front door. This window that I'm shooting from, it was leaking too as well, but I put some tape and it's holding up. And no, I didn't put a tarp on Minitini Marine. A lot of power outages will be due to fuses popping due to overheated line clashing. Yeah, overhead line clashing. Yeah, I saw some really nasty sparks just a few minutes ago, and by the time I grabbed the camera, they were gone. Are you north in Miami? Yes, I am in Miami proper. North of Coral Gables, west of Little Havana. Well, there. That's pretty much as bad as it's been today. Those are pretty nasty gusts right there. and I'm afraid the worst is yet to come. I think my yeah, my map crashed for some reason. That website, the Weather Underground, is my favorite radar because it combines all the radars together, and it's pretty high resolution, and you can change the speed that it goes. You know, it's pretty. In that sense, it's pretty good. Okay, yes. Let me show you because it's back, and as you can see, the hurricane is also reaching our latitude here. It's just a tad south of Miami, but I'm afraid that that band that is by Homestead right now, that is going to hit us here in the next half an hour or so. So that could be bad. But we'll deal with it when it comes. And I'm pretty sure that if that hits us, we're going to lose electrical power. I mean, that's pretty much a foregone conclusion. I'm actually very amazed. Florida Power and Light must have done um, some upgrade to the, or maybe just to my line, because this line also goes into their building. Cellular mobile network is still working here. Yes, and usually cellular network is one of the last things to go when we get one of these storms. Those towers are pretty solid, and they will have backup power and stuff. We'll be traveling within 4 weeks to Florida. Hope everything will be the same as before. I think we can't go to the Keys anymore. Well, the Keys, probably the upper Keys are going to be okay in a couple of weeks. I mean, when we had Andrew here in 1992, it took months. Probably over a year for some areas to recover. How much worse will it get there today, you think? Well, it's gonna get as bad as the worst gusts we've had, but it might be constant. So yeah, my tree might lose one or two more branches, and we might lose power for sure. Any idea how much wind force your house is supposed to withstand? Well, this house will withstand as long as you know we don't get a breach and air starts coming in. We should withstand almost any kind of hurricane. This is a house, 1942 house. So it's been here for a while. It's very solid construction, but yeah, it should withstand. And it doesn't flood in this area, so we're good. I hope. Knock on wood. You never know. With the storm on the west coast, it's just wind and rain and occasional tornadoes. Yeah, they had some tornadoes in Broward County, just north of us. Wandering travels. Yes, I do have some family in Cuba. I have a cousin, and I have some further relatives in the central portion of the island. I haven't been able to speak to them. I mean, we're not all that close either, but yeah, soon they will check in, and I'm sure that my cousin in Havana, she's fine. She lives on a second floor, the apartment where I used to live, and that building is built like a fortress. Hey, James Cook from Kentucky. Hey, Costas, when this whole thing is over, I would recommend you start a tutorial video on how to stay calm in the middle of the effing apocalypse. Oh, thank you. I'm a little worried, believe it or not, because we're still in the outer part of a hurricane, so, and this is not over by any means, but I'm confident that we'll be fine. I mean, property is just property. It's you can replace it, but I think we are gonna be fine. We're gonna survive this. I mean, if we were in the direct path of the storm, I would be a lot more worried. Trust me, but right now it seems to be okay. My wife is fine. She's in the other room. We just had lunch and a bit of California Brut, champagne, just to take the edge off. The family in Georgia, I think the family in Georgia is gonna get like a tropical storm. I think they're gonna be fine. And besides, it is so far away, but we have no idea exactly where it's going to hit in Georgia. So at this point, um, by tomorrow morning, we probably know exactly where it's going. But he might go to Alabama for all we know. And actually, this morning I was betting it was going to enter through Destin. Right? Hopefully not, because I like Destin. Georgia should be like a tropical storm, 30 or less. Yeah, Georgia is just going to get a lot of rain. And, woo, okay, that was a pretty heavy one right there. Yeah, definitely getting windier. I think that band that I was talking about a few minutes ago it's almost here. It's gonna get pretty bad here in a few minutes, guys. And that's why I'm just gonna leave the stream, and I'll be right back. Let me check on the rest of the house, guys. I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah, hurricanes for some reason, and I don't know exactly the scientific reason for that. But hurricanes hardly ever have lightning and thunder. They don't. They just don't. The only lightning you see is when a power line crashes down, or it's actually I might move the camera to the other room because the view from there looks much more dramatic than from here. Over here I have my neighbor's palm trees. I wonder. Yeah, it's gonna hit us anytime now. That bad band, and I'm gonna try to be online as long as possible. Yeah, what's this here? That's better. If anything, I could always switch to mobile data if I would need to. Stand by with Robert, technical director, playing with his inputs. My house is facing south, by the way. Okay, here it comes. I wonder if I can stick my camera to the other window so you can let me see the tropical storm warning for Atlanta, Georgia. There you go. Thank you, Lisa, for the explanation about the lack of thunder. Gavin, I am about 6-7 miles from the sea. Wandering travels, I have 5 gallons of gas for the generator plus whatever is inside the generator, which is probably another gallon. I tried. No, I don't think the GoPro works as a webcam. I actually didn't try the GoPro. I tried the Sony, but no. You know what? I forgot. I was going to put the GoPro outside on the Minitini, and I forgot to do that. But I mean, it's there. There's another big gust. Lost power here in Broward. Tony, I'm gonna lose power any minute now. RV is to the left of the screen there. It's not on the screen. Yeah, no drone flying today. I'm afraid it's gonna say, it says warning, high winds, fly with care. No wind in Gainesville, not yet, Lisa. But you're gonna get some wind, I'm sure, in the next 24 hours. I don't know how far inland the hurricane is gonna go, though. I didn't anchor Minitini. Actually, let me look see if it's still there. Seems to be doing fine. I didn't anchor it. I just filled up the tanks and made it as heavy as possible. I lowered the tire pressure. Okay, guys. I'm gonna leave this going as long as possible. I'm going to kill the audio here real quick, and I'll be back. I have a I have a small palm tree on the other side, and I wish I could put the camera there because that palm tree is going, baby. Whoa, but I trust you. I trust you. Believe me that it is actually a little worse than it looks like on camera. I think in real life, experiencing here like well, like almost everything in life. But yeah, yeah, Eric, I'm gonna keep the stream as long as possible. I might kill the audio and then or come back on and off, but rain is picking up in Seminole County. Very little wind so far. Seminole County, remind me that is north of Lake Okeechobee, or of course I could Google that, but you're welcome, Mark. They have from England, even with the hurricane risk. Yeah, hurricanes really. The palm tree is just is on the other side of my. You're looking at my front yard here. That's you see my mailbox there on the left, and that's the area where I normally park my Kia. Oh, your area is Seminole County. Okay, north of Orlando. Okay, thank you for the geographic clarification. Yeah, I was going to Google this time to a line stream sponsored by. You know what? I should, and since today is Sunday, and Sundays are the videos that they sponsored, yeah, might as well. I'm gonna put it in the description, anyways. That my channel is sponsored. Free plug by Rad Power Bikes. Go to radpowerbikes.com and click on. Actually, I have a special link that if you click on it, um, I get a commission. No, I don't get a commission, but they know that I sent you, so they might renew for fourth quarter now. Wandering travels. As far as I know, everybody in this neighborhood stayed. Yeah, Kia is on the other side. I put it right next to the Minitini just for safety, an extra layer of protection against the wind. Should I do that? This trip is powered by Rad Power Bikes, getting you by when the country is out of gas. Yeah. Ready? Truly enjoy the live feed. I have relatives in Indian Rocks Beach. They left the area Wednesday. Well, if you're on a beach, if you're in a coastal area, by all means, I do recommend anybody in a coastal area, get the heck out because of the storm surge and it's according to this radar here, it's going to get really nasty here in a matter of minutes, unless the thing is not well calibrated. It's going to get really nasty here in a matter of seconds, really. I mean that edge. Let me see if I can come here and come closer. Come closer. There we go. Whoa, let me change the camera. It just started. It was just a gust. But yeah, that's the kind of weather I was expecting. And oh, it's coming. It's just west of the Miami International Airport. It's by Kendall now. Well, it's gonna get really nasty here in a couple of minutes, guys. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be right back. It's getting. I'm back. I'm back, guys. It's getting pretty nasty out there. A transformer just blew up right behind my house. Not a transformer, but you know, it was a. Oh, this is a bad one. Actually, this camera doesn't show the extent, the power of the storm, guys. I was out there on my other window just taking some video with the zoom lens, and this is the worst it's been so far. I'm surprised I still have power. It's unfathomable to me that we haven't lost power yet. So if I go offline without saying goodbye, you know what happened. Yeah, this camera is attached to the window inside with a double-sided tape. No, I could go out. It's not gonna be life-threatening or anything like that, but it's not gonna be comfortable. So no, I don't think I would go out in this type of weather, anyways. Thank you for the 112 of you watching me right now here on YouTube. By the way, this for those of you who are new to the channel, this is mostly a travel channel, but I'm just doing this reporting today here from the storm, hurricane, what's the name again? Irma. So if you like travel videos with RVs, if you are new to this channel, please do hit that subscribe button, and I'll appreciate it. Can you pan it? I could pan it, but I would have to unglue it from where it is right now. And this camera that I got is such a narrow angle that you can't really see much. I mean, it's probably like in 35mm lenses, it's probably like a little over. It's not a 50mm. It's like a like a 35mm lens or something like that, I would say. If you see hail, go to your studio. Actually, yeah, my studio back there is the safest part of this house. It's windowless, so but you don't usually see hail during hurricanes. I've never seen hail during any hurricane that I've been through. You do see occasional tornadoes, and the biggest danger is debris, really, debris flying around. But as you can see, the winds are not. It's pretty nasty. Look at the palm tree of my neighbor across the street. It's pretty nasty, but it's not nasty enough that you're gonna see like a beam being not here anyways. In the west coast of Florida, it's a whole different story. Let me see if I still have that feed. Yeah, the really bad weather actually just is getting to us right now. I think should be hitting us any second now, according to this signal I have right here. What is this? Let me go here. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some water. I'll keep the camera going as long as possible, and I'll be right back, guys, and I'll answer some of your questions. Hello, everybody. I'm back. Oh yeah, it's coming. Yes, I did write the theme music for my videos. Well, and the wind is shifting. I don't know if you can tell, but the wind is shifting to the south. Let me go take some video next door on the other window. I'll be right back. Hello everybody, I'm back. The water is coming in through our front door. Not because of flooding or anything like that, it's just that the door doesn't seal hermetically. So yeah. Hey Russell, who made a stupid comment? Nah, there's not gonna be any work tomorrow, probably not tomorrow, not Tuesday. Although tonight things should start getting back to normal, according to what Dave told us. You see, it comes and goes. Let me zoom out my radar here to get a better picture of what's going on. Yeah, it's like that heavy rain band is just skirting the southwest of Miami. It's really bad in Homestead and Kendall, but we are being spared the worst of the storm. Now Naples should start getting really nasty by now. Oh, there, that's pretty bad. And I'm not showing you guys the right thing here. Yeah. It is really worse than it looks in the video, guys. It is worse. Okay, there it comes. Hello everybody, I'm back. I'm glad you are entertaining yourselves, talking among yourselves. Yeah, I was gonna edit some video today, but who can edit video with this outside your window? Oh, I think we're getting some spam here. Okay, a few minutes of calm here before it gets really bad. What part of Miami are you in? I'm just north of Coral Gables. The French info says there is no electricity at Miami. Well, most of Miami is probably in the dark right now, but they still have power. No, that's just the rain hitting the window when it gets, really bad. I'm gonna have to clean up so much tomorrow morning. All these trees that fell down. Trees are turning. I've never seen the trees turn. Maybe next year I'll go in the fall north. Whoa, it's getting really nasty here. But it just comes like for a quick gust. Yeah, I heard about the crane that partially fell. Yeah, Julie, a crane not didn't fall completely, but it partially fell, like the horizontal part of the crane fell down. I'll be back, guys. Speak among yourselves. How's everybody here? Are you guys behaving? Pretty nasty, huh? We just came to check on the radar, see how it looks for us. Oh yeah, the best is yet to come. Yeah, it's gonna get a little worse before it gets better, for sure. Hello, everybody. I'm taking care of stuff out there. I'm gonna leave the stream on. Sometimes I might turn off the sound, but I'm gonna keep the stream up as long as I can. And I'll occasionally come and chat with you guys, but that's the story. It's gonna get really, really nasty here. We might lose power and we might lose the internet, my ability to do this. Let me see if I can move the map a little bit so we can see more of what's going on. But we got some nasty bands coming our way for sure. I'm gonna watch the weather report on the TV, and I'll get back to you guys in a little bit here. I'll just yeah, I should run a banner. You're right, Eric. But I'll just keep the feed going, and I'll be back later. Hello, everybody. I'm here. I'm actually waiting for the 2 p.m. advisory to on TV, and then I'm gonna come back and chat for a little while more. But it looks like it's going to get a bit worse here in the next hour or so, according to what I see from the Doppler radar. There's that darker red area coming towards us, and they say that 75% of Miami is without power, so it's really a miracle that I'm able to broadcast here. So, live from Miami, Florida, I'll be right back.